Today on Lemon's World, we're going to check in with Team Lowball. We've featured them before on this channel. They're a great bunch from Texas. They've got a Lemons racing stable that includes a 74 AMC Gremlin, 78 AMC Hornet, and an 82 AMC Spirit. You may be detecting a theme here.
Yeah, now why wouldn't an AMC team also want a Corvette? Well, the answer is they don't want a Corvette unless it has a 258 AMC straight 6 in it.
Dang it.
Now this story begins, as so many stories do, with Team Captain Patrick's uncle's wife's dead ex-husband. That guy was a bit of a Corvette collector, and when he passed away, he left behind 2 C2s, 2 C3s, and a C4. The family was able to sell the C2s and the C3s, quickly discovered that ain't nobody wanted the C4.
So they went to Patrick and they said, hey man, you're an old car guy, do you want this Corvette? And he said, no man, I'm a Gremlin guy. I got standards. I do not want your crappy ass C4. And then later he's sitting in the garage, he's drinking coffee or something else, and he looks over and he sees this abandoned 258 cubic inch straight 6 and goes, huh.
Yeah, this is a motor that had run a full 10 races in Lemons in the Gremlin before the team swapped it to a Jeep 4.0. You can watch a Lemons World episode on that car. And then Patrick had an epiphany. Completely unwanted 40-year-old Corvette, well-worn AMC Gremlin engine.
That's a winning combination.
All right, let's back up a little bit and talk a little AMC history. For a little while, these guys had a sporty car, and that was always called the AMX. That name got applied to a few different cars, and it got applied to some prototypes like the AMX II and the AMX IV, these really cool mid-engine things. Team Lowball decided they wanted to insert themselves in this illustrious history, and so they created the prototype AMX IV, which looks surprisingly like a 4th generation Corvette with an AMC straight 6 in it.
This swap was surprisingly straightforward. They bolted the Gremlin 258 to a Super T10 4-speed transmission, fabbed some mounts, and essentially just put it all in there. Suspension, brakes, and everything else is all stock C4 Corvette. In
its first outing at NOLA Motorsports Park, the car actually did surprisingly well, both for an AMC and for a Corvette. In fact, the only problem it had, now, despite these guys having a whole fleet of successful AMC-based race cars in Lemons, this is the first one they ever had with a functioning fuel gauge. And at the beginning of the race, well, guess what happened? The fuel gauge shorted out and essentially threatened to burn the car to the ground.
I'll burn this bitch down to the ground!
Fortunately, the GM wiring was so excellent that it just, shorted out completely and killed all the electrics of the car.
Oh, thank God!
Yeah, and it was a relatively straightforward fix, and once they got it sorted, it ran more or less perfectly. Although the team does report less than stellar performance from the 74 Gremlin straight 6 that has 10 Lemons races under its belt. They do say that grip, predictability, braking, all of that is good. It just has a top speed of 88 miles an hour.
Race car!
Still, that was enough for a solid mid-pack finish, beating BMWs, Camaros, Mustangs, a turbocharged Audi that had won a previous race. Not a terrible car, and when you look at the success rate, or lack thereof, of 4th generation Corvettes and Lemons, this thing was pretty awesome. In fact, maybe all along, the secret to Corvette performance was a 50-year-old Gremlin motor.
Every second you don't subscribe or watch one of these videos, another Vega is sent to the crusher. Won't you help us save Classic?